going to do about it? Well, get them to get rid of themselves. The living will. We've always known that the other side of the coin of open abortion is euthanasia. It has always been there because you have to keep a balance. And once you get accustomed to getting rid of the inconvenient on one end, it makes it so much easier on the other end. There was not a single euthanasia law on the books of Germany at the time the program started to get rid of mental illness by getting rid of the mentally ill. And they did not start with the undesirables. They started by trying to improve the German society. And when the High Court of the United States gave to my hand as a physician an almost unlimited license to kill, the High Court of the United States set the United States on the same policy that National Socialist Germany accepted, to the tragedy for the whole world. I know that in our time there may not be possible a trial like that of the doctors at Nuremberg. But I remember what those doctors said. I didn't read it in German. I read it in an English translation because I was too lazy. But the words are clear, and they're the same words I hear at hearings, whether before Congress or the state legislatures, when legislation comes up. Oh, well, since they are going to die anyway, referring to the unborn within the womb, or some of the people who may be subjected to medical experiments on the other end, since they are going to die anyway, why not have some benefit to society? Or they say, well, I didn't do anything other than try to provide services for my country, for my society. Well, I know what the problem is, and I know it is wrong, and I know that I do not want to exchange the role of healer to become the social executioner. And I know that if I do not make my objections known, that my silence will be interpreted as consent, and that will be reason for some bureaucrat sitting either in Washington or on Beacon Hill to try to force me to use my skills, which I swore to dedicate to healing and to do no harm, to correct the social problems by getting rid of the people who are likely to cause the problems. But I believe in what our founding fathers had in mind in bringing about this great republic. And I believe that every individual citizen has an obligation to use the rights and benefits of citizenship to guarantee, protect, and help perpetuate this republic. It doesn't matter at all to me when people run around saying, oh, well, the slaves only counted for 3/5 of a person at that time. It does not matter at all, because the document was written with such clarity and such hope and such vision for the future that those words not only have great value to me and all other citizens today, but in perpetuity, as long as we as citizens protect it. I have great hope for our nation, and I have great hope for our people. And I am not discouraged even if you have a minority of it trying so hard to destroy everything that is sound, everything that we know of that's morally fit and sound, because we know what is right. And we are willing to take that responsibility to defend what is right. And just the fact that you are sitting here this morning, instead of doing hundreds of other things that you could do, means that you have the commitment of a citizen to use those rights of citizenship to protect that citizenship. We know that the price of freedom is high, and we know there can be no true freedom without the sense of accountability and the sense of responsibility. And as we know it, we have to carry that word out. Sometimes just a few words to one special person, a young person. Sometimes you cannot even predict where that word might go. But you take whatever opportunity you can. And yes, I can't let you go without mentioning something about the 2000 presidential election. For those of us who represent the conservative coalitions, we're going to have to think very hard and discipline ourselves so that we do not have our numbers splintered and fragmented. And no matter what kind of emotional attachment that we may have for individual candidates, we must understand that it is the protection and maintenance of the republic that we must cast our vote. And although I don't want you to waste any money for it, if you can find a discarded copy of the December 13th New Republic, you must read the cover article. On the cover are Fred Newman and Lenora Fulani, who represent approximately 1/3 of the Reform Party delegates. And as you know, they are perhaps some of the most dangerous of the Marxists who manage to reinvent themselves wherever necessary and infiltrate wherever necessary. And it is very sad for me to see our good friend Pat Buchanan placing himself in such an assembly, because I cannot believe that anything they do could ever be for the protection and defense of the Republic. And I cannot believe that there is any way in their association with him that it would take place if they did not have some kind of assurance that they would be able to hamper or limit what he would do as a good citizen. We cannot, must not allow another left-wing Democrat to be elected in 2000. And we must discipline ourselves so that our numbers are not fragmented. It's going to be a difficult election. The major media that clumped together 85% of it, almost as if they were paid staff of the Democratic National Committee, will be trying very hard to get the one Republican that they think Gore Bradley can beat, and that is good Senator John McCain, a wonderful patriot. And I'm very happy that he is on the ticket, but I don't want him to leave his office. I think he can serve his country best as the senator from Arizona. And I think we, as a citizenry, have to look at what happens when the major media are allowed to dictate who we nominate. I have great hope for my country, and I do not intend that it ever become just an exclusive reservation where only the privileged, the perfect, or the planned have the right